The Treasury Department and the IRS have issued proposed regulations on this no tax on tips deduction. Senior counselor to the Treasury is Joe Lavorgna, and he joins me here in New York now. You can deduct up to $25,000 worth of qualified tips. Okay, what is a qualified tip?
The tip has to be voluntary. So if you go to a restaurant, for example, and the restaurant charges a $20 service fee independent of the service provided, it's not qualified.
Okay. So just suppose a plumber does some work for me. He charges me $100. And I say, no, you're not charging me $100. You're charging me $10. And here's $90 tip. Can he deduct a tip?
That's a very specific, bespoke question.
I
would say people who are uncertain, Stuart, I would say, look, check with your tax preparer and check with your accountant. The Treasury has a whole list of occupations that qualify for this, especially on the digital asset side. We think that's very important because you've got streamers, podcasters, people of that sort now that will fit into this new program. And the 30-day comment period is going to end in a couple of weeks. The administration is moving very quickly on this because we want people who depend so much on tips for their livelihoods to be able to get their refunds early next year and benefit from this program.
So they get the money early next year.
That's right.
A few months to wait and you get it.
Yes, and that was, you know, one of the genius aspects of President Trump's push to get the One Big Beautiful Bill done on July 4th so that IRS could, it takes time. They've done a great job codifying all these rules and getting in a place so people can basically have what they need to get by next year. So it happened very quickly at a historic pace. The economy is going to benefit from that because it's consumer spending. People are going to get their hard-earned money sooner.
Now, the administration is considering charging $100,000 for new H-1B visas. What I'm hearing is that, okay, that raises some money for the Treasury. Well, that's all good. But what about those startup technology companies which need overseas talent? Are they going to be able to afford $100,000 for it?
I think, Stuart, the president cares about American workers. If you look at illegal immigration, the point is that you had a lot of this illegal immigration coming in, and effectively they were depressing market-based wages and hurting American workers. Fast forward to the skilled labor side, if you have a lot of workers coming in from overseas that are effectively being paid a below market rate because you get all this cheap skilled labor, that's hurting American workers. There is tremendous labor force opportunities in the U.S. There's a lot of people that could be employed that arguably aren't because they're competing with foreigners, and the president wants to protect U.S. workers from unfair competition.
Do we have the talent that we need?
Well, I believe we do. Yes, I believe we absolutely do. Yeah, I mean, if you look at colleges and acceptance rates for many top schools, there are many Americans, for example, that aren't able to apply to those schools, and they're still going to good places because of foreigners coming in. And I think the point is the administration really wants to focus on Americans, giving them opportunities they wouldn't otherwise have. And the HB1 visa program is designed to try to keep that artificial labor from coming in and depressing those wage rates.
Okay. It was reported this morning that in the second quarter, our economy expanded at a 3.8% rate on an annualized basis. That's a very strong performance for the economy. Has it got something to do with all this AI spending and AI being applied to the economy?
It does. I just want to say, though, the president talked about a boom. Secretary Besson talked about a boom. Yeah. The number's not been revised up twice for the second quarter, and it's happening in the private side. So yes, the AI stuff is very strong. Capital spending in the first half of the year, Stu, is up about 15%. Yeah. It's not just AI, business equipment and transit. Other areas of spending are improving. That's tied to the bill, which made CapEx retroactive to the beginning of the year. The forward for 26 is great because companies now can expense factories they're making, data centers. So the private sector is back. Current quarter growth, according to the widely followed Atlanta Fed, is over 3%. Following the big gain last quarter, inflation's stable. I mean, this is all really good stuff.
It's a boom, actually. 3.8%.
The president has said it's a boom.
Strong. Yeah,
it's a boom. And that happened, look, that was President Trump's first term. Yeah. Strong growth, low inflation, rising wages for middle and lower class workers.
Let's see if you can get the media to report this, will you?
Well, that's why we're here. Yeah, and thank you for having people like me.
Joe Lavorgna, thank you very much for being here.
Steve.
We appreciate it.